So we got a Subaru here. This got a pretty good crown in the fender where it's dented in, and also you can see the scuff marks on it where somebody backed into it, and I believe it was with a rubber bumper of another vehicle that actually scuffed across it, and pretty big dent in it. So we're going to get this thing out as good as possible. There's a little bitty spot right there at the edge of the door that it had to be touched up when we're done. But watch this repair and see how good it comes out. So a lot of this repair has been blending down crowns and stuff, and now I'm starting to push and get some of the lows out. But here in just a minute, I'll have a better camera angle for you from a different angle, and you'll be able to see some more of the dent coming out and how I used this tool. It's a very good stand liner. So now I'm going to buff off some of the scuff here so I can see really plainly where I need to push. Now I'm wiping off the residue from the compound. So this here is a stand liner tool. I love it for fenders. It really helps you to work out little creases and stuff, and it brings stuff up very clean. You can watch it here. I've got this sped up to about 4 times what I was actually pushing, but you can just watch how this dent just starts disappearing. I tell you what, whenever you can learn how to use these stand liner tools, they are phenomenal. It takes a while to figure out the angle you need to be with them, and also where you can use them. But whenever you get them down pat, they're very phenomenal tools and make your job a whole lot faster than just pushing with, say, a sharp tip or even with a blunt tip, because you have to get right in between little creases and stuff. And even though that looked like a blunt tip, it's very, very sharp anywhere you push with it. The way they designed this tool is phenomenal, and you can just watch it work this dent out, and it helped out a bunch. So now you can kind of see where I've got this fender getting shape back, even though it still lacks a lot. It's got crowns and highs, and everything that could be wrong is kind of still wrong with this fender. But we're going to get this thing out and have it looking good here in just a little bit. If you would, like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So 90% of this repair was done with a blending hammer, just because of having to knock down the crowns and stuff. So that's why this video has so much footage of just the blending hammer, because that is actually what it took to get this thing looking good. Right here we're fixing to have to do some more pushing though. But yep, you can see right there, using the blending hammer once again. Turn the light a different angle. That way we can get in there and see like where the lines are at different angles and stuff. So I'm going to pop this hood, take off this little plastic piece here so we can get some access down through the side of this fender. And right here, you can see the access. I can get straight down through there from the back side there, and actually some other angles. You can see right here where I can get right down to that area to be able to get to that and bring it out. So now this time I'm using an ultra pick tool. You can see right here, that's how I'm going to go down through here and get this out. It gets right to it with power. I tried it already to make sure it would work, and it definitely got right in there where I needed to get to push. But right here, we're going to start pushing on it. As soon as we tap down a few of these little highs, we got to get them down first so we can see a little bit better what needs to be pushed up. And you can see these little micro pushes that I'm doing. It's in between little bitty lows, and it is so hard to hit these little bitty spots. So then you have to go back and tap down where there are little bitty highs, because this is very thin Subaru metal, and it is very easy to create highs with this metal. Plus there was highs already in the metal from where it was damaged already. Wow, can you believe it? It's starting to resemble a Subaru fender instead of a crushed piece of metal. So, getting to be where I'm happy with the way this repair is coming. It's starting to look pretty decent, but you can see that spot right there, definitely a pretty big flicker, and there's still a bunch of little bitty places I got to push and tap. No retreat, no surrender. Now you can see the damage on the edge of this door too here. Got a pretty good deep little crease there, even into the inner structure just a little bit. So I'm going to have to knock that out too. pretty tough little deal. But I'm going to buff off the transfer here also on the door and go back over the fender just a little bit too. Here's a little preview of what it's looking like, and we're going to put it together, and be sure to keep watching and see what it looks like. Well, here's a little bit on the edge of this door we got to still work on. Going to have to get in between that somehow. Probably going to have to use an ultra thin and push it up. And then we're going to go back over it and sand and buff this just a little bit. But it's coming out looking pretty good. Being very happy with the way this is turning out for as bad a dent as it was. You can just check it out. You can see it's looking pretty good. But yeah, you can see right here still a little bit low right through there, and actually a big part of the door where them little scratches are. Going to take a little cold glue to it. But you can see here, going to use a little blending hammer, knock some highs down after I've actually pushed it up with the whale tail, and now I've got to tap around on it a little bit. Well, here's the finished product. Looks very, very nice. Came out very good, and happy with this repair. And it didn't take too terrible long to get it finished.